They work their tails off every single day, and I'm proud of them.
So basically, it's my brother and I, Robbie, and Ross, and James, my other son. But over the years, we've put this place together, and every generation's added to it, and till today.
We've weathered a lot of storms, as does everyone.
Yeah, it takes more to make a living around here.
Conservation, I mean, it is agriculture, and when you do it the right way, you reap the benefits of it and can get the most out of the land and out of your livestock that you can and have them pay you back. So it all ties hand in hand, but it's got to be taken care of.
We also have a hunting business that helps support the cows, and Ross loves to hunt, so he likes to do that part too.
I guide for my dad's outfitting business and then another one here in Crawford. So spend a lot of the fall chasing elk around too, is about as much as I'm chasing cows.
Certainly when we look across a lot of ranches, it takes a diversified income to make agricultural work. And then the third leg for LeValley Ranch is the homestead meets.
So homestead started, there was 5 ranches that got together, and they wanted to be able to showcase what they raised. And that grew into getting slots at his processing plant for a few head of cattle. Robbie did a lot of work for him, so they came to us and said, would you guys like to join our group? It's basically 6 ranches. We all live right here in this valley, so their roots go deep, and we're trying to make a go of our product. We don't send 100% of our livestock that way, but we send probably a third of them that way now.
It isn't just the cattle from the ranches, it's also providing that custom processing for numerous individuals in western Colorado. That is a critical piece for the selling direct and for creating that increased understanding of what it takes to provide the steak or the hamburger on their plate every day. In this area, the Gunnison sage-grouse, based on historical information, when the country was grazed twice a year by numerous species and for heavier numbers and for a longer amount of time, there was more grouse. It is not the livestock that is the issue with sage-grouse. And that is, again, the message we continue to say, not only with our anecdotal evidence, but our data as well, because we do need that rangeland to be healthy in order to provide for a lot of species. Since 1995, we have been monitoring extensively, and not only on our private ground, but also on the public ground as well.
Back in the late 70s and 80s, we hauled a lot of water. So we finally decided we were going to put a pipeline. We got some help from the BLM, Grazing Advisory Board helped us with some money to get that put in. And finally we needed to go to a reliable resource. So we put in another 3 or 4 miles of line to get to our private ground to hook up to our springs up there. That's where NRCS came in. They helped us put a solar pump in and a reservoir to be able to pump water to the top of the mountain, and when we had gravity flow. That's the lifeline for thousands of acres out there, because last few years it's been so dry. If it wasn't for that pipeline, we wouldn't be there. They also helped us on the ranch down here. Center pivots that we have in, they were NRCS cost shared. We had to start diversifying, and we had gravity flow, so we put sprinklers in.
It's a game changer. Everything from piping these ditches down here, we're not losing so much water to evaporation and seepage, so we can irrigate longer, especially on years like this.
We've utilized the center pivots, we've utilized the side sprinklers, we've utilized the solar panels, we've utilized the moisture probes with the soil, and now we're utilizing the vents, the virtual fencing. And so each of the cows that are on the BLM this year will have the collar, and we've already built the pastures that they'll move into, built the number of days. We will enclose those areas with that electric fence, the virtual fence, again to have that targeted grazing so that we're not utilizing hard fences and incurring that expense, or the additional electric fence, which has limitations when you have significant wildlife pressure on the landscape as well.
It'll make a big difference in how everything's done in the future for a lot of different producers.
If you take care of the resource, it'll take care of you. And so I've kind of lived by that philosophy, that as long as you protect that, then it'll come back around. With the wildlife, if the resource is taken care of, then it'll benefit you down the road.